Hey YouTube, welcome back to Powerapps University. Today we just have a quick video on how to make a transparent pop-up with Powerapps. This is something that you'd really want to add in as just a check to make sure that a user wants to submit a certain action. And basically what we're working with today is a kind of dummy inventory application. All this allows you to do is enter like an item name, description, quantity to a parts list. And right now, once you click the submit button, all it does is add it to the list. But if we wanted to add in a confirmation step and confirm that the user wants to do this, I will show you how to do that today. So what you want to start out with is adding in a rectangle. Go to icons and scroll all the way down. Rectangle is right off the bottom. And we're going to want to change it to white and make it fit the whole screen. And this is where we're going to build our pop-up. So we will drop in another rectangle. Make it whatever color you want. We're just probably going to make it that big. Center it on the screen. You can make it look however you want. We're just going to add a border for this video. We'll say 4. And then a label. So we'll change this to, are you sure you want to submit? And make it look a little nicer. All right, so now that we have our label down, we're going to want to add a couple buttons, and these will be a yes and a no button. Yes being I want to submit, and no being I want to close the pop-up, maybe edit my data a little bit. So we'll have the left one be the no button. We'll make it look a little nicer. Oh, click on red. Background's going to be white. And we'll just copy and paste this over for our yes button and change the text. So now that we have the pop-up pretty well built out, we're going to want to group everything. So just shift click on all the assets, come over here to the left and we'll click group and we'll give it a name. We'll say submit, submit pop-up. Cool, so now that we're pretty much there, we're going to want to add the transparency effect, and to do that you're going to want to double click in the group, make sure we're working on that background rectangle that we added, and go over to the advanced properties. And this point where it says fill, at the end of it, this value right here is the one we're going to be tweaking. So if you change this to a decimal, let's say 0.9, that gives us that transparency effect. And you can tweak this to however transparent you want it to be, 0.1 being pretty well transparent, and you can go up until you find one that you like. I usually stick with 0.9, gives it a nice transparency effect. So now that we have our pop-up pretty well built out, we're going to want to wire it up. So to do that, we're going to go to the visibility property of the entire group. And we're going to say false for now, just to hide it and get it out of the way. And you're going to want to come to whatever button you want to trigger the pop-up. For me, it is this add to parts list button. And if you have any existing code on that, you're going to want to copy that. And we're going to use a contextual variable to trigger the pop-up. So we'll say update context. We're going to call it show pop-up, and we'll set it to true. So whenever I go click this button now, it's going to trigger this variable to true. Now that we have that set, we'll go back to our visibility property of our pop-up group, and we'll change that to the variable, so show pop-up. And now, once we click this button, the pop-up will show up. We're pretty much done. Just need to add in our code to the yes button, meaning we want to submit. And then on the no button, we're going to want to set this variable to false to hide it again. So we'll say update context, show pop-up, we'll say false. And the last thing we're going to want to do is copy that and add that to the end of our code over here, so that once we click yes, the pop-up will hide. So if we go back into the player and we'll add a new part, we'll say part ABC, description, and a quantity of 12. And now if we add to parts list, it's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to submit? If we click no, we can go back and edit and say better description. And now click on add to parts. Are you sure you want to submit? Yes. So this has been a quick video on how to make a transparent pop-up in Powerapps. You can certainly make this look a lot better. This is just kind of a test one. Please let me know if there's anything else like this that you'd want to see, or if you have any questions. I would be happy to make a video on it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.